Coming up, I'm going to be doing some exploring down in the Valley Forge area. Stick around if you want to find out what I'm searching for. Well, greetings everyone, and welcome to another video. This video has me down here in the Valley Forge area of Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, and I'm down here to walk along a portion of what is known as the River Trail of Valley Forge National Park. This is a 3-mile trail that goes from Paulings Road down to Bettswood to the picnic grove down there. Not going to be exploring all of the trail today, but we're going to take part of the trail to get to what I'm in search of today, and that is to look for another weir of a Desilting Basin that was down here. And the Desilting Basin we're going to be exploring today is going to be the Valley Forge Desilting Basin number 21, which, if you remember from my previous videos, I found a couple of those weirs along the Desilting Basins up the line, headed up towards Reading and Hamburg and up through there. So I'm coming down here to see if I can locate this one that's here. From what I am told, there is supposed to be one here. So we'll see if we can get to it and how hard it's going to be. I have no idea what the terrain's going to be like or anything, but it is certainly a good day for it. It's a little cool out this morning. We're about just coming into the middle of April here as of the making of this film, or video rather. So let's get started, head on down that trail and see what we can find today. So here is a look at the Schuylkill River. That's Paulings Road up there at that bridge, crossing over from Montgomery County where I'm at, over into Chester County on the other side of the river. Nice and calm here, this part of the river. Hopefully when we get down the trail a little bit there, since everything is still dead yet for the most part, although you can see the starting to get buds on the trees and the bushes along the riverbank over there. But what I want to see is if we can locate the Paulings Lock of the Schuylkill Canal. See if we can see any remains of it from across the river. And one thing I'm noticing here walking up the bank, and if you can see it, all that dark stuff, that is all coal silt right there. All along here. So there is still remains of the coal regions down here as far as the silt goes. And we're not even at the Desilting Basin yet. Here they have an information board at the start of the trail. You can pause if you want to read that. It's telling you about what was along the riverbanks here when the troops were at Valley Forge. The things are definitely starting to get green down here. Going to be harder to look for stuff, any remains or anything, but hopefully we'll be able to locate the lock and be able to see it from across the river. I did hike this whole trail probably about 10 years ago when I was an assistant Cub master. We were bringing the Cub Scouts down here in the spring around this time for their spring hike, which was part of earning one of their merit badges. 3 miles down, 3 miles back, 6-mile hike total. But I will most likely be coming down here at some point and bringing the e-bike down here, because the trail for the whole part of it is exactly like you see here, nice and flat. And I located the Desilting Basin straight ahead there. That mound that you see, or a wall, whatever you want to call it there, that is the wall for the Desilting Basin. Now it's just a matter of finding a way to get up there and in it. There should be a path down here around the bend that should take me through it, or up over it rather. So hopefully I can locate it and get up there and see if we can find that weir. All right, I had to switch to the phone to be able to do this shot here, but first part of the mission is complete and success. So right out there where these rapids are is where the Paulings Dam would have been at one time. That dammed the river up here for the canal. And right over there, there's the remains of Lock 62. Pretty sure it's Lock 62. If not, it'll be corrected at the bottom of the screen there, but that is the remains of Paulings Lock. Didn't think I'd be able to locate it, but success. That is a neat culvert over there that goes underneath the railroad tracks. And those railroad tracks that you see there are part of the Norfolk Southern Harrisburg East line, which goes from Wyomissing Junction all the way down here through Abrams Yard and beyond. Maybe we'll get lucky and catch a train going by there, because right now we have, you want to say, a foreign power on these rail lines right now. CSX is using these lines right now to detour around Baltimore. Apparently there's some kind of construction going on down there, and this is part of the detour route for CSX. So hopefully at some point here I want to try and get out and see if I can catch some CSX action on this line, since there's actually more trains coming through the area now. But that is just a neat culvert over there. Too bad there's no way of getting over there and exploring it. So I was successful in finding the trail to get up alongside of the basin here. It's actually the right-of-way for the pipeline that runs through this area. And then right up here to my right is the trail that's going to take us into the basin. Now the fun part begins. Which way do I want to go? Do I go that way, or do I want to take what looks like a path that goes along the wall here and see if we can find the weir that way? Because it looks like it might be a little thick through there. In either case, I got to get down close to the river, because that's where the weir is going to be. It's going to be on the lower part. So I think we're going to go this way, and hopefully luck will pan out for me. Holy cats, this was easier than I thought. Do you see it yet? Right there it is. And I didn't even walk a short distance in. Wow, this was super easy. And I'm glad I came this way, because if I would have tried looking for it in that mess down there, I wouldn't have found it. But it is here. Don't know if I'm going to be able to get down to it, but it's here. Yeah, there is no way of getting down to that. Absolutely none. This is one that I'm going to have to just do from up top here, because even trying to get in down there, it is nothing but briar bushes. There is no way of getting to it. It is so thick. Yeah. Yep. Impossible. But I am happy I found that. So I can chalk this one off the list now. And I have to look behind me here, see if I can find the drainage for it on this side here. I don't know if there's a... Yeah. Good luck looking for that down in that mess too. It should be right below me, but there's no way of getting down there to even check for the opening or anything. And it goes, looks like there's a trail right there, which is the river trail. But, yep, no easy way of getting to that one. So this was a success. So while I'm here, I might as well walk around a little bit more and see if there's anything else interesting along the way here. All right, so we're gonna make our way back out along the rim here of the basin, and we're gonna go down and take the other path, because I looked on the maps and it looks like there's two other interesting points while we're here yet to check out that aren't too far away. One of them is supposed to be a very old cedar tree, and the other one I believe is called Pauling's Farm, which is supposed to be an abandoned barn or building or something, so we'll go check it out. And all this land that I am on here today is all public land. It is all part of the National Park Service. It's part of Valley Forge National Park. Haven't found too much coal silt yet in this basin, so I'm not sure if this was one that was actually reclaimed at one time and cleaned out real good, or if we'll wind up finding some mounds of silt as we venture along here. But I do want to insert a picture here. This will be a Google Maps screenshot that I took at my phone, with my phone. The blue dot represents where I was at when I found the weir, and the green flag or drop pin was where I did my calculations based on looking at old aerial photographs from back in the 30s and 40s. I wasn't too far off with my calculations. All right, so I followed the trail out, and there's actually a road that goes back and stops back there where that car is, where the trail ends there and everything. But I came out into this open field, and there's the next point of interest up there. That is called the Weather Hill Barn, which is temporarily closed right now, but we're going to walk up there and see how close we can get to it and get some pictures of it, because that is just a gorgeous barn, even though it is slightly dilapidated, I guess is the word I'm looking for. But up over in there is where the cedar tree is supposed to be. So hopefully I'll be able to get up there to it and get some pictures of it. But that is a gorgeous barn. Take a walk down here into the open field. But way over there in the distance, you can't see it that well, is the hill for the Desilting Basin, and right here where I'm at would be the other hill for it. And then the river path is just on the other side of there. So supposedly one of these paths here will take you down, and you'll probably have to climb over the hill that's over there to get on the river trail again. But we're going to walk up here to this barn. Looks like somebody might be flying a drone over there from the looks of it. Might even be a DJI drone from the looks of it. It's rather small. Looks like it might be the same one I have, the Mini 2. So here's a close-up of the barn, and it's actually called Weather Hill. I'll put it at the bottom of the screen there. I was saying Weather Hill, but it's Weather Hill Barn. That is just, love the stonework on it. Looks like there's a bunch of other buildings in the back there that go along with the farm and everything, but I don't think we're going to be able to get in them and explore them. And that person is flying a drone, and they actually have the same one that I have because I saw it. And I got to switch to the phone again to show you what's up there on the roof. There is a vulture up there, perched on the roof. There's the other side of the barn, and it actually looks like they were working on restoring it at one time. They got the walls shored up there. Looks like they were redoing the masonry on the stones there and pointing the barn out. But I did look at the house that's here, right up here next to the barn. So this is not open to the public. But the land here is still public. Well, I see it. Straight off there is the tree that we're looking for. And it's not a cedar tree, it's a sycamore tree. I'm lousy with trying to identify trees. So I came down the pipeline off the dirt road there, and I don't see any signs or any purple paint on the trees or anything, so still assuming that this is all public land yet. I think there was a driveway coming down by the barn over there, but it looks like it was fenced off. So, but that is a huge tree. My God. So hopefully I can get over there to it, give you an up close look at it. All right, so the building there is all boarded up and everything, and it even has signs on it saying it's an unsafe structure. So obviously we're not going to be going in it, but there is the sycamore tree. This is just, I have to walk out and give you a shot of this, but I have never seen a tree with the branches growing down like that. That is amazing. And they even have wires attached on some of the limbs there, I guess pulling the limbs up here back. So according to the information that I found on Google Maps, this is supposed to be a historic tree, but there isn't any information boards here or anything to give me a history of the tree, like how old it is. But I have never seen a tree with limbs that came down that big and hitting the ground, growing out, and this one's growing straight up. So I'll put the camera down here and I'll walk over to the base of the tree, and it'll give you an idea just how thick that is. This just gives you some perspective as to how big the tree is compared to me with my arms extended out. That is huge. Definitely stood the test of time. Makes you wonder if this tree was actually here when George Washington and his troops were camped out over there at Valley Forge. If this tree could talk, I'm sure it has some good stories to tell. There's another view of the tree from a different angle, but I am just amazed by this. And I thought the tree I found last year down on the Perkiomen Trail, and I forget what tree that was, but that was in one of my other videos from, I believe it was last year. I thought that tree was big. This one definitely has that tree beat by a mile. I just can't get over this. Just out here in the middle of nowhere. Another view of the tree from the back side here. I would definitely like to know the age of it. That base of the tree, I'm just guessing, has got to be at the broadest point. It's got to be over 6 feet in diameter, judging from the size of it right at the bottom there. That's got to be over 6 feet in diameter. All right, so we're going to continue on here, but I'd be willing to bet that tree was there when Washington and his troops were camped out about 2 miles away from here. I'm still amazed with that tree. That is like one of the best finds yet. Since I've been out exploring and everything, I have never seen a tree that big. Truly amazing. All right, so looking at the map there, and it probably doesn't show up that good, but they do have a little bit of information on the Pauling Farm. Was one of the Continental Army commissaries and the major campsite of the Army after the troops shifted to outlying locations on June 9th, 1778. So that, in a nutshell, is the history of the farm there. All right, so making my way back down the gas line right away. I made a reference point here when I was up there at the weir to see where it would possibly come out down here, and I managed to find it. Didn't think I would, but it's right over in there. So we'll walk over through this little drainage area that's here, and this is all lined with concrete all the way down probably to the river, or to the trail anyway, but it's over there. So we'll walk over there and see if I can get any pictures of it. So there is the opening from the weir where the water would come out from up in the basin. And yep, it has a concrete lining too, going out, meeting up with the other one that is there. And heading down to the river. So, success on locating everything today that I set out to do. So I did try following the concrete gully down to see if it came down any further, but it pretty much ends right up there where it came out from the weir. And I guess the water would have drained into this area, flowed on down there around the basin, and probably down to the river somewhere through another gully, which I'm sure is destroyed when they put that trail in here, because there's actually a sewer line that runs along the trail. I saw markers for that a while back when I started out from the parking lot. And although you probably can't see it that good, but right in there is the gully where the water would have came down, and here's the pipe that it would have went through to exit out over here at the river, which should be directly over here in front of me. And yep, there's the pipe. So when they left the water out, it would have came down through there and back into the river. And I did see those, and I forget the name of them. I call them black box turtles, but they're fairly large, that you see along the river and the canals and stuff. There were some here, but they went back underwater. And I hear it. Oh, we are in for a treat. God, I hope that's a CSX train coming. You'll get a good shot of it here. Yes, it is. That is sweet. Now we'll see how long it is. Definitely an ethanol train. Oh, box cars separating there, so it's going from, yeah, there's different, that's not a straight ethanol train. They wouldn't have those box cars separating the cars like that. So there's a bunch of different things being transported in those cars. And I'm not sure if that's trash cars there, or if it's like contaminated ground, because sometimes they haul them in containers like that. I think it's safe to say that is definitely a mixed, that's a manifest, definitely mixed freight there now, looking at all those box cars. Tropicana refrigerated cars on there. And it looks like the end's coming. Yep, there's the end of it. Oh, look at this. That's a power move. That's the most action I've seen on this line since I've been coming down this way. But that was so cool, catching a CSX train finally. I definitely got to go get out and do some rail fanning up in Wernersville and Robizonia and catch more of the CSX trains coming through the area now. All right, I thought I was going to end this video the other day when I was down here, but as it turns out, I had to make a return trip down here a couple days later because there was something I missed and something that I should have paid attention to. After getting home and posting some of the pictures on one of the social media groups I belong to, I was contacted by a person who wrote a book about the Schuylkill navigation system and told me there was something I missed here. There was not one impounding basin here, there were actually two of them. And there was an upper and a lower one. So remember Down there was the one weir that we found, and the reason why I wasn't finding that much coal silt here is because they never used the lower impounding basin. They only used the upper one. And when I came out, I saw this here, and I thought this was a little peculiar to have this concrete ditch here again, going down through to where the outlet of that other weir was and going down by the river, because there wasn't anything on this side. As it turns out, there's another weir here, and this is the outlet for the upper weir. So we are going to go up. There's supposed to be a path right around the bend here. We're going to go up, and the weir should be right on the other side of this mound, which I thought was the mound, the other outer mound for this impounding basin down here. But as it turns out, there's another one up here. So let's venture up the path here, go around the bend, and see if we can locate the weir. So this is the path that the person is referring to, and it's actually the gas line right away again that goes through the area here. So as we get to the top here and make a right, the weir should present itself, hopefully. Look at that. There it is. The other weir, right where it's supposed to be. I'll walk out the path here because I don't know if I'll be able to get down to the bottom of it or not. Isn't that something? Actually, two weirs here, two impounding basins that I thought was just one, and I guess technically it is one impounding basin, but there's an upper and lower one. And there it is. Nothing running, no water or anything obviously going in it and stuff, but I may walk up there and come down. It looks like I can access it here and get some close-up photos of it. The rungs on it that would have been used to climb up to the top of it are removed, at least on this side. I don't know if the other side has any or not. Walk over here, see if I can get another side angle of it. But they do have a path going around the basin here that's pretty well maintained. And right down there is where we were. But there it is, hidden in plain sight. So at least this one was a little bit easier to get to. Not that many thorn bushes and stuff around it. But no rungs on it. I checked the one side over here coming into it, and there are no rungs on it at all. They were all removed. On that side and over on this side as well. Just got to dodge the thorn bushes that are here. Get over here to this side. Looks like somebody left a pair of sunglasses on the tree over there. And there's none on this side. Completely removed. So, yep, I should have paid attention the other day when I was here, when I saw that pipe coming out there, in a peculiar spot and was wondering why there was a concrete ditch there. Should have investigated it a little bit further, as I would have found this and would have only had to been here one time instead of coming down here a second time. Always pays to check something out if something seems out of place. So just standing here looking around at this basin, there's the wall with one of the other gas lines going through there. And right over in here is the other wall. So this looks like it would have been a fairly small basin. And I did locate coming out, you can see it right in here, there is a little bit of coal silt in there. So, yep, this one was definitely used. What a difference a couple days make with the river here. In fact, there is something floating out there. I don't know if I'll be able to zoom in on it or not. Not quite sure what that is floating out there, but if you remember when I was here the other day, right over here is where the remains of the dam would have been here, because the lock's over there and you could see the rapids here, and I was actually down further when I took the shot. Well, there's no getting down there today. The river is up and it is definitely chocolatey. We had some rain the past few days. In fact, we had heavy rain last night in this area and definitely brought the river up a couple feet. And in fact, at my place this morning, when I got up, it was white. The ground was covered and the roads were a little bit covered too with snow. And I'm sure the further north you went in Pennsylvania, it probably was much more whiter up around the Scranton area and Lycoming County, up through that area up there. So that is definitely going to wrap it up for this video down here at the Valley Forge Impounding Basin number 21 here right outside of Audubon, just along the Schuylkill River. I want to thank Sandy, the administrator for the group Schuylkill Navigation System on Facebook, for giving me the information and letting me know that there was something down here that I missed. So this was one of the unique ones where there were an upper and lower one and weirs in both of them. The only one that I did not find a weir at was up there in Seifert. Seifert Desilting Basin's up there outside of Gibraltar. Found both Desilting Basins, but only one of them had a weir in it. So I got a few more, I think one or two more yet, that I want to check out, see if I can locate the weirs that are public property. The rest of them, I believe, are all going to be private property, and I'm not going to be able to get and document them. So hopefully I'll get to them this year here in the spring yet, before everything gets overgrown and stuff. So thanks for coming along, and until next time, it's have a ball and do it all. We'll see you soon.